Hey everyone, welcome back for more of The Witness, more of looking for lines, circles, and puzzles, and they could be anywhere. We don't know where they are. We just know that we have to find them in the environment, in the island. And I was just walking around this area below the treetops when it just occurred to me to look up. So to do that one, I had to rearrange a bunch of the bridges up there. I just noticed that circle first of all, and then it merged with the orange line. And then it didn't actually go anywhere, so I had to rearrange the bridges until it ended up with that little thing right there, as it ends up that the path is painted on the underside of the bridge. So, I had not thought about that before, about there being circles and lines made by those bridges, but then again, I guess I should have thought of it. It seems like the kind of thing this game would do. The only thing is that I have to, if there are more of those, and there might be, I don't know, I'm going to have to figure out where the circles are going to be. Where is the starting point? Found one. And of course there are other brightly colored bunches of leaves up on those trees, and they could very well be the starting points for other lines, but I don't know if there's actually anywhere for me to stand so I would be able to see them. Or would there be any other bridges that would have the proper path on the bottom of it? Of course, I have to look up while I'm doing this, and as that's happening, you know, I'm not really watching where I'm going. I'm just not sure about that. Like, there could be some areas where I'm seeing circles and lines, and then maybe it's not quite there. But at least there was the one. That's the first bridge. And it looks like I am out of land. Well, let's go back, take a look at the monolith that's next to this area, so we can see what the other lines look like. We took a look at this monolith near the end, I think at the end of the last video, and it seemed like there weren't many lines left to go on this one. This one was almost complete, so it would be nice to actually be able to complete it. Let's see, the one I just got is this. Right there. Now, these other ones, they do have pretty sharp angles, so I'm kind of thinking, you know, like this one, maybe that could also be made by a bridge as well, just because of how that looks. But I know that this is the one I just got. Looking over here, like these are some that we saw on the boat, and then there's this one right here, a big one. I don't know where that is. These are also by the boat. These are the mazes that we did last time. So, we only have 4 more to go on these. And they're going to be somewhere in the area of the trees and the boat. Where, however, well, who can say? And I had to retract this bridge in order to make that path, which is kind of annoying, because that was convenient to be able to just walk out into the treetops from the castle, because I had put that bridge out. But I guess I'm going to have to put it back to where it was, or perhaps, you know, make bridges go out to parts that I didn't have them go out before, so I could see if maybe they make a path. Well, I don't know if they will. This one seems like maybe a little bit of an annoying one, just due to having to walk back and forth between the tops, the treetops, and then the tree bottoms, the ground is what you usually call that. Just having to do that constantly. Well, I know that made a shadow that, yeah, made this shadow right here. I wonder if this itself could possibly be a circle and line. Probably not, because they're different colors, green leaves and a brown trunk. So that probably would not work. So this one, once I looked up, this one was fairly obvious. But I'm not seeing anything else that really sticks out to me as being a circle. And if there was a circle, would it be close enough to a line that is the same color. Like you have these magenta leaves over here and over here, and you have a similar colored bridge right here, but they are really not close to each other. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I feel like those other lines on that monolith did kind of look like that there could be more of those things. But I don't know for sure. Then you have this tree with these kind of weird looking things right here. It seems like that should be something, but if it is, I don't know what it is. Well, at least I found that one. I guess I'm going to go back and put the bridges back to where they were. You know, I'm out here by the wrecked ship, just looking around for that one line that was on that obelisk. Just notice on the back of the boat, there is a circle and a bit of a line. And if you look at the ramp that you get off the boat on, it looks like that there is an orange line coming off of that. So I guess there's a circle and line to be found on the back of that boat, and I guess it has to be moored in a certain area that you're able to see it from a certain perspective to see the line. I don't know if that makes a complete line or if there's somewhere where there's an orange line that goes off onto the dock. And maybe if there is, maybe that would be a clue as to what that is about. But I just noticed that right now, that there is a line to be found right there. It's just that I can't get it right now. But maybe I should keep my eyes on these docks and see if there's an orange line on any of them. That could give me a clue as to which one I'm supposed to park this at to actually get it. Huh. Well, anyway, I'm continuing on looking for more lines. You know, not that long ago, I was looking at this particular obelisk. It's the one by the canyon. And there's this one that's turned off right here, and I was wondering, where is that? These other ones are over by the desert, by the Sun Temple. Wasn't sure about this one, so I just took a stroll out in the desert again, just looking around. I just happened to come across something. Wasn't really sure where to look, so I just kept walking all the way to the edge. You know, plenty of times playing The Witness, we find circles and lines where there aren't actually any circles and lines. It's just that where we stand, our perspective can make it look like there actually is. I mean, that circle and line doesn't actually exist. It's just that we're standing here, so it kind of looks like it does. Well, that's another one to fill up that obelisk. That might be the last one in this general area, actually, because it didn't seem like there was anything else on that obelisk. The other ones were in other directions, but that one's almost full, too. That one only has 3 to go, so it could be worthwhile taking a look for more to complete that one, and at least try to finish one of these up. You know, I decided to take the boat around to the different docks to see if there was any like line on the docks that I could match up the boat's orange circle with. And something just occurred to me. There's a couple lines right here that I came across before, but I wasn't able to complete them. They're like a line that goes along like the outer wall of the opening area, as well as down there in that reflection. But when I tried this the first time, I wasn't able to complete the lines. And I'm thinking maybe I should just try to do this on the slowest speed possible. It's going to take a little while to actually go all the way around. But maybe if I do it on the slowest speed possible, I'll be able to actually complete this line. Or rather, 2 lines. Because I know they're there, but I didn't get them. You can see the circle. Both circles start to appear. Well, let's do the top one first. So this one is in several segments. One of those lines that isn't actually a real line, it's just that if you travel on the boat, travel across a certain distance, you'll be able to end up drawing a complete line. But it's not a single line that actually exists anywhere. And of course, this is the time when we are getting all of the environmental lines. So if there's a time to actually do this, it is now. So we could just relax and slowly take a boat ride around this opening area, this sort of castle-looking place. The place that we begin, also the place that we end when we finish The Witness. We remember the ending, how that went, with all of the puzzles resetting and it putting us right back at the beginning. And then the game closed. Just closed it right down. Well, I guess you could restart if you wanted to. But of course, we reloaded our game and went back to the end, to the Great Glass Elevator, and decided not to go on it. Instead, we decided to see if we could get the rest of these lines. And that's what, that's what we've been doing ever since. I think some people who said they played the PS4 version were surprised when the game closed. Apparently, it didn't do it in their version. And that's not surprising. I believe that part of console certification is that the user has to be the one to close the game. The game just can't close by itself. So I imagine that little touch was not allowed with the console versions. Not that I'm even really sure what that touch was supposed to mean. Was it supposed to mean, alright, you did it, game's done, it's over, you got the ending, you solved the final area, now we're just going to close the game for you, because there's nothing left for you to do. But of course that's not true. There's plenty of stuff for us to do. There's plenty of environmental lines for us to find. There's the final challenge area for us to find. And I haven't forgotten about that. I do intend to eventually do it. It's just that for right now, I do want to get as many of these environmental lines as I can, fill out as many of the obelisks as I can, and I don't know if I'll actually be able to do all of them. But I'm going to try my best. At some point, I expect that I'm just going to run out of environmental lines to do. And that might be the case if maybe there are some you can't do before going into the challenge area. That's something I've considered. I don't know if that's the case, but maybe it is. And if it is, then there is just going to be some point where I'm going to have to say, alright, I guess that's everything I could find. But at least there are a few more that we could find, like this one that we're doing right now. Just having our nice little relaxing boat ride around the castle. The line shimmering and glittering in yellow and white. As we try... So I think this is where I messed up last time. I wasn't able to get the line onto the next segment here, but I'm hoping that now that we're going as slow as we can, as slow as possible, hopefully it'll let me jump over. Yep, there we go. Okay. I think that was the problem last time. It's been a while, though. I might be wrong about that. Alright, we're getting there. The line below the line I'm on has an ending point. I can't seem to get to that line. The line I'm on does not have an ending point. I can't go down. Maybe I'll be able to go up. We'll see about that. So hopefully I didn't mess up. Hopefully I'm not just actually supposed to find a way to that lower line, because I'm on the upper line, and I don't seem to be able to actually get down to that. But as we continue to sail around, I'll try to find a way to the next segment, hopefully. I mean, we're continuing to rotate around it, so I should get the right perspective to get on that. I'm just hoping I reach an end point. Because I see one right here, I just can't get to it. We're almost there. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, it's starting to close. Almost at the next section. It's getting there. Almost there. The annoying part would be if I had to do this again if I messed up. Because I wasn't able to do this on a faster speed, so it would have to be on the slowest speed around the castle. Alright. Are we going to be able to jump to the next segment? Are we getting there? Almost. It's almost touching. Almost touching. It's... Okay, I'm on. Oh, this looks like an endpoint. Yeah, it's glowing. So I believe... Kaboom! Alright. We did it, but we only did half of it. We're gonna have to go back, and we're gonna do that a second time. Because there's a reflection in the water that we need to get. And then we're doing it right now. No point in putting it off. No point in waiting till later, because we're here right now. And we're going to do this right now. Imagine if there was like a circle and line on the map right here. I didn't consider that. I wonder if there's actually like an environmental puzzle on the map. I doubt it. That doesn't seem like something that they would do. But that seems like something that they would do. That seems like there's something right there. But I'm going to go for this underwater reflection line first before I go and look at that. All right, let's turn this thing around. And slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it way down. No need to go fast. No need to rush. No need to hurry. We're not in a rush here. Not on Jonathan Blow's Island. We're just taking our time, finding all the lines. And it's a good thing I'm taking my time. How long have I been playing this game at this point? It's over a year and a half. I mean, not constantly or anything, but I did start, I believe, January of 2016. So I'm taking my time, and so should you. Well, I shouldn't say so should you. It's kind of that we have to. Because we have to make this boat go real slow, so we're able to draw the line. Draw the line all the way around. All the way around. A line that doesn't exist. A line that's only a reflection. A line that's a memory of another line. If the water started kicking up, if there were waves, it would dispel the reflection. I mean, there wouldn't even be a line right here. It's an impossible line. But we will find all lines, possible and impossible. They will not hide. They may think they can, and they may succeed for some time, but eventually, we will get all of them. I assume I'm going to be able to go on to the next section from here. It's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell if I'm actually going to be able to get on to that. I'm going to put my faith in the line and the boat. And I'm going to think that if we just keep going the way we're going, we will reach the next section. Because, I mean, if it worked for the first line, and this is a reflection, it has to work for the second. How could it not? And I can see in the reflection that weird antenna sticking out of the gate of the opening area. kind of a weird object. I don't see anything else in the game that looks like that. And it's there, right at the beginning of the game. All right, next section. There we go. Jumped over. Over here. Okay. Doing fine. Doing okay. Yeah, I see that green line on the cliffside. I see it. We're passing by it right now. We're gonna get back to that. Oh yeah, we will. I wonder if I have to... No, there's like a rock passing in front of it. I was about to say, I wonder if I would need to make the boat stay still, if I would need to stop it in order to draw that line. But there's like a rock going across, so maybe we do have to be on the move to actually draw that thing. We'll see. We'll see how it goes when we are on our way back. It's not what we're thinking about right now. We're thinking about this line that we're drawing right now, and the reflection in the water. And how we are almost at the next section. Some of the lines in The Witness, like there's so many circles and lines, and it's clear that a lot of them were put here for the intention of if someone wasn't aware of the environmental puzzles. Like there are some that are kind of obvious that you might stumble across before you know what they are. And then you'll see, hey, there's like a circle and line in the world. That's weird. What if I click on it? And then others are not so obvious, like the one we're doing right now, in which you would never notice this unless you were actively looking for it. All right, next section is done. Just don't want to make a mistake. Want to go on to the right sections when we're able to. Okay, I think I see what's going to happen. I think that one line that I wasn't able to get to that had an end point, I think it's gettable now in the reflection. So that's the reason that it's here. All right, here. Was not able to do that in the top line, but now I can, and I can go here, and I can... Kaboom. Those dots do not exist in the real world. They only exist in the reflection. Yet it counts as a real puzzle. Yet it counts. What is real and what is not? These are the questions the witness asks us, probably. I mean, are any of these lines real, or are they just sensations that our brain is experiencing and chooses to call circles and lines? We don't know. All right, let me pass by this slowly, see what happens. Yes, I know you're probably a bit tired of the slow boat by now, but I want to make sure now we have enough time to click on what needs to be clicked. And I don't know exactly what position I'm going to need to be in for that. So it's going to appear around here. Clicking on it. There we go. Over, over, over. Over, over, and there we go. I think that went towards the town. The town has an obelisk that has a lot of unsolved puzzles. It has the most of any in the game at this point. Like, I've solved almost everything on the other obelisks, but the one on the town has the most unsolved. So, hopefully I just knocked off 3 on the one right there. We're going to go over, we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to see what that has to say. It's kind of weird how many unsolved puzzles there are on the town obelisk. I have no idea where those could be. It just seemed like there are just way too many. But I guess I'll find them eventually. Eventually. Alright. Let's get off. And let's head over to here. And I believe, yeah, these are what I just got. So that's the first one, that's reflection, and that is the green one in the middle. So it looks like those are the only ones on this side of it. Over on here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So also add those 4. So did I get that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 that still have to be solved on this. How can there be so many? Like in this direction. Look at how many there are. Somewhere over there. Well, I don't know where they are, but hopefully I will stumble across them. Like, there's a lot of them apparently over in this direction. And, like, even though that seems far away, apparently it was close enough to count as being part of this obelisk. So I guess I should keep these shapes in mind as I continue to look over there. But, I mean, at least that was something. We got 3 lines, 2 of them that I knew about and was not able to get before, but I slowed it down and was able to get them, and 1 that I did not know about at all and was able to get. So that part of the obelisk is basically pointing back. I got this one, by the way, if you were noticing that. It seems like it's pointing back at here at the starting area. And I have been back here. I did return. Have there ever been, like, environmental lines in these rooms? It doesn't seem like there have been, so I don't know if there would be. So those 3 lines that we got were on the outside of the starting area. And I have been back here and got a few on the inside of the starting area. But, I mean, there still might be more. Still might be more that I haven't gotten in here. Well, like I said, I'm just going to have to keep my eyes open as we move along. Right now, I think I'm going to continue what I said I was doing, which was basically I was going to take a look at all of the docks around the world and just see if anything stands out, like maybe a line that I could merge with the circle on the boat, because that has to exist somewhere. There has to be something somewhere where I click on that circle on the boat, and then the line goes out onto a piece of land or something solid outside of the boat. And I guess that's probably what I'm going to be looking for right now. You know, I was taking a closer look at this boat. I don't know what the back circle goes with. It has to go with something. But something I never noticed before, there's a circle on the front of it too. There are 2 circles on this boat. I never noticed either of them. There's one on the front and one on the back. You see it on the front? You see it coming? See that right there? I guess that's not a full line. I wonder what that would go with. There's definitely a circle and line right there. Where would you actually have the part that finishes that line? Because it's clear it doesn't do it by itself. It doesn't have the end point. You can't really get a good look at it from here, but I mean, I can still click on that from here. I can still do it. I can only bring the line to the right, though. So whatever that is, I guess it's going to be a line that's coming out from the right. It's going to have to be orange. And this one is going to have to be dark brown. So still don't know how to actually complete those lines, but there are 2 lines. 2 circles and lines on these. And you know, I guess the obelisks would probably be the clue as to where the end points of those lines are, right? Because, I mean, wherever they are, that would have to be what's on this obelisk, I suppose. Anything that stands out. Here's this one that just goes straight down. It's very simple. That could potentially be the one on the boat. Like, the ones that are much more complicated, I'm guessing are probably not the ones that are on the boat. Confusing. Like, here's one where the circle kind of like goes off to the right a little bit and then goes around, and then this goes off to the left a little bit and then goes around. So I wonder if possibly maybe these two could start from the back of the boat. You know, I don't know. Or like, here's this. A circle goes to the right a little bit and then goes around. Like, maybe that could be the back of the boat. Where would something like this be, though? Maybe that's something I'll just have to keep my eye out for. Like some sort of orange shape that just goes out and around that the boat could go by or go through. Maybe that's the sort of thing I'll need to be thinking about. As far as the front one, well, I don't know about that. But I guess I'll keep looking. You know, I've been taking the boat through the bottom of the wrecked ship, trying to find anything orange to match up that circle with. And you know what? I found this. I didn't think about trying to look underneath the boat for additional lines. Well, that's one more to go from the wrecked ship. I knew we could take the boat underneath the ship. I just didn't think about trying to get additional lines from the lines that we already got. Because we did those from the other side. The top side. We did do that. Just never tried it from the under before. Wonder why it took me so long to think of that. But in any case, I still have not found any orange things to go with the back of this boat, or any dark brown things to go with the front of the boat, for that matter. So, still not sure what to do about that, but I'm going to keep looking, of course. Of course, I'm going to keep looking. I think I found something over here. I've been looking around this island. This is actually quite a while since the last recording I did when I was on that boat. Some time has passed. I've been walking around the island looking for lines, and I've been looking for the line, the orange line that's on the back of this boat, and it appears that it is right here, this dock in Tetris Ville. Because we have this metal structure with all these thin orange lines. We have that now, don't we? Well, let's try to walk around so we can take a look at the back of that boat. Just take a look at it right here, and oh goodness, what is that? That does appear to be a line from boat to dock. Right there. There is the hinge. There is where it connects. And then it will go up. And then, yep, we can see an end point to that line right there. That's kind of neat. It kind of like went over the hand of the statue. I don't know if that's deliberate. Probably. All right, so that's one orange line down. I don't know if you can actually move this to the left side. Like that right there. I don't know about that. Definitely can move it to the right. Don't know about the left. So, at least we found that. That's something. Still have not found what I'm supposed to do with the front of that boat. That circle right there. Still have not found where that goes. It's got to go somewhere. Got to go somewhere in this island, but I don't know where it does. I guess I'll keep looking around, but that won't be the only thing I'll be looking for, of course, as there are so many lines. Well, actually not that many lines, but plenty of non-boat related lines that there still are for me to get. And I have to get them. I'm continuing on with that. So, standing on top of the mountain once again, and I was considering this over here. Where is that? Yeah, there it is. Clicked on that. I was like, what is that? There's a line right there, but it doesn't seem like I can actually complete it. So I was thinking about what do you suppose you have to do with that? And I believe that I have what it is. And this one surprised me because usually you can't actually click on a line from any other perspective but the one you're supposed to complete the line at. But that doesn't seem to be the case with those bamboo treetops. Because I can click on it from the top of the mountain, but it doesn't seem like that's where I'm supposed to do it from. Let's see. How do I get to where I want? I think this way is the fastest way, I think. So I was looking at that, thinking, what line could that possibly be? And I thought I, would take a look at the obelisk, see what undone lines on the obelisk there are, which directions they're in, so I could figure this out. I was like looking at, if I was standing on the top of the mountain, what lines are there left to go? Well, there's this. I don't know what this is. It's probably something I should look for. There's this down here, but I know what that is. That's one of the bridge puzzles down deep inside the mountain. I didn't get it. There's 3 lines you can get from those last bridges before you enter the final chambers, and I did not get the 3rd one, so I know what that is. I was continuing to look around. I saw this up here saying, well, what are these? Like 2 lines, they look exactly the same, but they're mirror images. What direction are they in? I turn around, and hey, it goes into the bamboo forest, it looks like. Well, the bamboo forest is where I want to get those lines. So, went on inside here, and I think I tried doing this before. I tried going in here saying, well, I wonder if you could go inside the forest and like maybe see the lines from in here. I looked around and then I didn't find it one time when I was trying this. So I came back in here, went for it again, and I still don't know if this tree does anything. It looks important. It doesn't seem to actually do anything. It's strange. It does seem to make some kind of sound, though. And I found this. Well, that looks like a circle. This looks like it's going off in 2 directions. So we could try one. Just have to hit a dead end. Well, okay, that looks like a complete line, doesn't it? You can see the end point there and everything. So I could click on this and complete that. But what about over here? Well, looking at that obelisk, we can guess what we find here, and yeah, we find a mirror image of that line. So that was one that I've been thinking about for a while. I couldn't really work out what I was supposed to do, because I figured I had to stand on top of the mountain to do those lines, because that's where I was able to activate the line. But no, even though you can click on it from the top of the mountain, that's not where you can complete them from. You have to go into the forest and get these 2. How many do I have left on this one? Let's see, I have this, which is off in that direction somewhere. Let's see, I have 2 on this one. All those are done. So 5, I guess. And I know which one this is. So starting to get closer to completing this obelisk by the mountain anyway. But I'm glad I was able to get those two in the bamboo forest, because like I said, I was working on those for quite some time. I just didn't know what I should be doing with that. Saying, I know there's a line. I can click on it. I can see it flare up. Why can't I actually complete the thing? Where do I have to stand? Well, that seems like that is where you have to stand. There's another one, another puzzle, in which I tried this a while back, and I just wasn't able to do it. And now I think I've figured it out. And that is, I should say, the lines on this windmill right here. Okay, so the windmill. I realize that the lines on this are represented. Let's take a ramble over here. Go through these trees. It's pretty. So these are represented on this obelisk over here. And this one's almost complete, actually. So I got this first one, which was you start from the center, you go up one of the blades, and then the exit point is on the next blade going, well, in this case, it's going clockwise. The blades move counterclockwise. But this is the first blade. The next blade that comes after it had the end of a line. We can see here, you can start from the middle, go up the one blade, and then you can get to a second exit point on the second blade after it, 180 degrees. Then there's here, click on the center, go up the blade, and then go all the way around 270 degrees to the third blade that comes after it, and there's another exit point there. Well, those two just had trouble figuring it out, and I started trying to do that a long time ago. Like, that's a fairly early video, I think, that I tried doing that in, where I first encountered the windmill, and I got the first line but couldn't do the others. And basically, this is the thing. I'm going to click on this. Okay, well, hold on. You can see the line that I completed. You start here, go up there, and then it ends right here. There's an exit point. But then there's another exit point and another exit point. So how do we do that? So let me just first go over why I couldn't figure out what I had to do. You can see how there are these two lines of the same color on the base of the windmill. So basically what I did to get this one is I did this, and then when this first blade is going to pass by the base, I'm going to get off on that line. That's the same color, and that allows me to move the cursor onto the second blade, and then from there I can reach the exit point. But if I wanted to get to the next blade after that, well, I want the blade to pass by, and I want me to move the cursor from here across the blade and back onto the base. And then I wasn't able to do it. It's like that. I'm like, why can't I do that? Doesn't make sense. I'm able to get off right here. That works. And then I realized that I'm drawing a single line, and that when I get on the second blade, I can't just get right off because I'm crossing the line that I already drew. And that's why it doesn't let me do that. And that was the piece I was missing, and I couldn't work that out for the longest time. And I was thinking, I don't understand why it is not possible to do this. What is the thing I am missing? And it turned out that that was the thing I was missing. So I had to do this without crossing my own line. That was the rule, I think, of drawing the line that I just wasn't getting. So I believe the way we do this is I'm going to go here. I'm going to go down to this one on the right here, and I think this should work. So now that I'm on the right, I'm going to wait for the second blade to come get me. Here it comes. Here it comes. Very slowly, but it's coming. There we go. Going to stay on this. And now the windmill is going to take my cursor all the way around. So that was the part that I wasn't really getting. I had to get off on the right side first, and then take a ride all the way around until I got to the left side again. I think this is how we're going to solve these windmill puzzles. Because if this doesn't work, then I really don't know what is going to work. It seems like this should work. I thought for a little bit that maybe the key to this was maybe turning the windmill off and on, because you can turn it off. No, that's not it. That doesn't actually help you do anything. But I was wondering maybe that could do it, because I was out of ideas. But I think this is going to do it, because now I'm going to get off on the left side, which is where I need to get off. Right, there we go. Okay, that worked. And now I'm going to get on the third blade. Going to get right on. Right there. Okay. And now I can reach this endpoint. Kaboom. But of course, we're not done, because there's a fourth blade. We have to get to it. So we're just going to wait. We're just going to be patient. Just like the windmill. The windmill is not in a rush to get anywhere. That's quite obvious. It is not in a rush. We have to be like the windmill. See, it's a metaphor for playing the witness in itself. You have to be like the windmill. You have to be patient. You have to be constant. You can't just want to rush everywhere and get to the destination right away. Otherwise, you won't like the game. You'll be frustrated with it because it takes a while to figure things out, to find things, to notice things, to get the correct perspective. You must be like the windmill, constantly turning at a constant speed, never too fast, never too slow, maybe a little slow. This might be a little bit slow, but it's constant is the point, and it's patient. It will never become impatient with its lot in life. I mean, it is an inanimate object, but if it could be impatient, it would not be impatient. Such is the windmill. So, too, we have to be like the windmill, waiting for the blades to come around. Even though, why would a windmill be powered by a motor? Shouldn't a windmill be powered by the wind? And as such, it would have, variable turning speeds depending on what the wind is happening. It wouldn't be a constant speed powered by a motor because it couldn't actually be generating anything itself. The windmill cannot be generating any power itself if it's being powered by a motor. This windmill doesn't really make much sense. Oh, here comes the third blade. Oh, there we go. The brokenness of the third blade makes this puzzle possible. If that blade was not broken, if it was whole, this would be impossible. But we take advantage of the brokenness of the third blade to get onto the final blade. There we go. And we get the final line. Kaboom. All right, so that's the puzzles of the windmill's blades completed. It teaches us a powerful, important lesson in patience. And while I was trying to figure that out, I was walking all around the town, trying to get different perspectives on the windmill, trying to say maybe if I stand over here, maybe it makes sense. Or maybe if I go up this tower, it'll make sense. That could be. Again, Witness is all about perspective, and maybe I just needed to get a higher perspective. It did not work, however. It was the same thing regardless of how high up I went. But when I went up here, I did notice, oh, look at that. I don't think I got this one. Well, it's not activating. Let me get a different perspective. What is the perspective I need? Well, I'm too low now, I think. But there is definitely a line right here. You can see pretty much the whole thing. Oh, hold on. I can go even a little bit higher. And even higher still? Well, kinda. I can't go around, though. Let's see. Can I see the whole thing? Okay, I can see the whole thing from here. There we go. And you can see that I got another line to the right a while back, standing somewhere else. But here, I am now able to get a different line altogether. That filled out another one on the town obelisk right here. So, that's probably it for this time round with The Witness. This session. Well, for me, it's been multiple sessions. Basically, the way playing this game has gone now, since there are so few lines left, is basically I'm just wandering around, just doing little sessions like that, just seeing if I can find anything. Most of the time, no. Sometimes, yes. And then if it's yes, then I start recording, and that's what you see. But there is so much downtime, so much dead air at this point as I'm doing these line puzzles that most of it goes unrecorded because most of it is just me wandering around. I mean, there really are not many lines left. What I read is that there is a total of 135 lines, environmental lines. Now, if that's correct, that should mean we have, I think at this point it's going to be either 30 or 29 lines. Hold on, let me take a look at this. Plus 106. All right. 106. So yeah, 29 environmental lines left. Well, I don't expect that I'll be able to get them all before at least trying the challenge. But like I said, I did want to get as many of them as I could before entering what is going to be the end game of The Witness. But either way, it seems like we are just about at that point where it's going to happen. But I am still going to be walking around this island. I'm still going to be trying to find additional circles and lines. But it looks like that we are almost at the point where I'm going to be tapped out of lines that I'm able to find. But we'll see if that happens next time. And I'll see you around for that.